It's October 9th, 2025. Yesterday on October 8th, 2025, I was in Myers and Alliance. Some girl in the freezer aisle, she's on the phone. I know we're not supposed to say anything to her, but they said that they had a legal right to do all this to her. Oh, hell no. We walked through. And so I got my husband to go back through and I started saying how stupid these people are thinking that way. And went off. Okay. Well, I left my phone playing in the car. Of September 30th, 25, of Michelle, that biker bringing her down, and her confessing this whole thing is her family's debt to drug dealers. That she admitted, I don't even know who she is. I've never met her. And she had me tortured, my skull crushed in, because of her family's debt to drug dealers. They're fool's bets. They made all kinds of fool's bets with people. For you bet everything you have in life. Okay. On October 7th, 25, I was in Maslin. There was a couple, and they were talking. No one ever say a word to her again. Her dad, Michelle's dad, was running a scam for Michelle to get everything. Why would she deserve anything? What were people thinking? Exactly. Exactly. And no one's going to ever back her. After her group already confessed they used hypnotic drugs on her. When they drugged her and told her to say it before, she has no memory of them. And her group called an agent a coward. And then later on, they admitted that they were walking up, stabbing her with needles and injecting her with those drugs, and she didn't even remember that. That drug works that fast, it makes you sleepwalk. And Michelle confessed to human trafficking. September 30th, 25. I let that tape of that conversation run out in the car of that biker where the guy's running it. Said no one's allowed to say a word to her ever again. That they found out this whole thing is Michelle's family's drug debt. Our debt to drug dealers. And they did all of this because they're in debt to drug dealers. And that I don't know who she is. Had a biker bring, like they said, the cartel was so done with them. And they said no one's to say a word to her again. Had that biker bring that girl down under surveillance and argue with her to get her confessed to everything. Handed that family over to the police on a platter. And are you crazy? Thinking you can scam heads of cartels. You're lucky that's all they did. Where that biker said, this is your family's debt to some drug dealers. Yes, I'm sorry. I listened to her friend Matt and her talk January 13th, 23. That the Ohio drug dealers were threatening to kill that agent because they thought he let all those people get human trafficked. Now, was your family? Yes, I'm sorry. Your family human trafficked people to pay that debt back to those drug dealers? Yes, I'm sorry. She sold people. Her family. And that he even listened to September of 23 when the original drug cartel had already admitted, the ones that did it, that they photoshopped everything. Did you know that? Yes. Did you know that they confronted her ex-husband? That it was a medication error and fraud that made her sick before? Yes, I knew that. I'm sorry. And that they encouraged them to sue those doctors for that? For years? Yes, I knew. And then, with you telling her new husband's family that they could bash him in the back of the head, take him out to Youngstown, found incompetent, and take his land and everything else. And have it signed over to them. They actually had something set up in Youngstown. It's ruined because you told. I know, but I really wanted that land. I'm sorry. She's not sorry. So she's the one dealing with Rick. That's not a good thing. See, they made those kind of threats in 1819 to me. I thought they were just being mean. No, apparently it's a scam they're running here in Ohio. Do you know if attorney tries to get you found incompetent, it's 5 to 10 years? If your child tries to get you found incompetent, it's extortion, coercion, and a bunch of other stuff, like 20 years. Go to jail for that. It's not their place. See where that couple in Maslin said, no one's going to ever back Michelle. She admitted to human trafficking. Then this whole thing was her family's debt to drug dealers. I was letting that run out in my car. As we walked through Myers yesterday on the 8th in Alliance, some lady has another lady on the phone. Oh my goodness. What they got that guy's daughter to confess. No one say a word. Well, they said in 2018 and 2019, this whole thing is a bet between two gentlemen. One bet that he could be so cruel he could push me to suicide. The other one bet he could make me give up everything in life and have everyone participate. That is Michelle's dad. And winner takes all. See, apparently he was already in debt for a fool's bet before. There was a guy with a really nice truck following me around. He disappeared. I thought, well, maybe he gave up. Showed up months and months later in a beat-up vehicle. Was telling some guy I made a mistake and I made a bet with him. I lost everything. Had to leave with just my clothes. Took me months and months just to afford this. They take everything you have in life. You want it back? You pay for everything that you own and what it's worth. Plus interest, if not double. For we never lose. It's a fool's bet. You should never bet more on a beer, $20, or a pizza or dinner. Something you can afford. You wouldn't miss losing. But they bet everything you have in life. When I left Myers yesterday on the 8th, some guy was outside. It's something they thought Agent John would let the whole case get thrown out before he paid her. And that's He doesn't even have to question them why they did all this. He's already got their daughter's confession. They did it because they were in debt to those drug dealers. You know, it was on Google. There's some FBI agents got fired for illegally monitoring. It is illegal for the police or the FBI to monitor you unless you're part of a case. They can never be in your home except for under a threat of life with statements in a court order without a conflict of interest. It's the Fourth Amendment, 5th and 6th. You have a right to privacy, a right to remain quiet, and a right to an attorney. No one can be in your home. So why would Dave be allowed to hire some guy named Pete on his own and Pete and his men be in her home before? They wouldn't. It's not admissible. Like my friend Walter Moss, he used to work at the Starr County Prosecutor's Office, big fraud scheme. Drug confessions, photoshopping and washing. Fake dirty doctor. That's not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. He was one of hers. She don't know who he is. March 27, 25. And then you think of HIPAA violations. No doctor can look up your medical record without a signed consent. Stealing documents is 10 years. No doctor can discuss you without your consent. It's 10 years. No doctor can evaluate you without your consent. That's medical malpractice and medical negligence. I think they only left in the law for like emergency rooms when it's under emergency to take care of you. No one's allowed. It's under the Act of Privacy. It's a 10-year sentence. They have been playing, Michelle and her dad and family have been playing people like fools. They were talking about in Maslin on the 8th about that lady involved. Well, the FBI already knows about her. March 23rd, 23, 2 agents come in and said, we told these people stay out of it. We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. No one's ever seen anything, and she's never hurt anyone. And it's just some lady thought she could make money on it. I think she was a lady with the Louisville police on May 30th, 25. 1 o'clock in the morning. The one that thought I was stupid and didn't know surveillance laws. Thought she could trick me out of a lot of money. I think that was her. But Michelle's dad's the guy in Maslin that was helping him get away with crimes. I told you, when you go through everything, they would have known each other where Dave hired the Florida drug cartel. And that occult. That's why I was almost kidnapped in front of Terry Coberly. Almost carjacked, and the guy took off when another car but had lights into his eyes and was coming toward him. And then the weird couple showing up at the restaurant, and the girl goes, does he think it's funny bringing her? Bam, in the back of my booth. Then they're talking about Dave. I'm like, who are those people? He's like, I don't know. She kept doing it until she knocked me forward. I say, can I sit over there with you? And he's like, yeah. And he wrapped my arm around me. He said, are you okay? And I said, yeah, but who are those people? I don't know. They were one of the 3 sets of mean parents that were waiting for me to die from my injuries. They were there in March of 18. So with this guy helping people get away with crimes, he's the attorney for them. The attorney of that office involved. So where they said that's actually my ex-daughter-in-law, Melissa's divorce attorney. against John. That people said that it's him and some guy named Pete they've hired on his own from that group. So they knew each other because Dave hired the cartel to have me killed. Here he needs a patsy, a sap, and a sucker to run a scam because he's already made a full step bet and to pick up another bet real quick. Dave's trying to have his wife killed, have his pretty 18-year-old daughter flirt with him, start dating him, get him hooked so he can run this big scam. Get the idea what's going on? You know, they talked about someone being in debt to the drug dealers. A lot. August 30th, 25, they were talking about it in Fred Martin. Some guy got on the phone, back cars are driving by, I can recognize him. Said she'd get enough money to pay him back. And tell him leave her alone. Okay, January 13th, 23. My friend Maddie, he went to an Ohio drug dealer, asked him if they knew what was going on. 2.5 hours away. Said that the Ohio drug dealers all know that I didn't know, and they're trying. That guy, Michelle's dad, was personating a federal agent. Was telling people he's agent on my case. Said that agent over a case was in debt to those drug dealers. That's why all this happened. And that the Ohio drug dealers said they were so angry at that agent for letting all those people be human trafficked. And they put threats on him like, whoa, I don't believe in violence. He said, it's not me, it's them. I was just telling you what they were saying. Because if you go December 18th, 24, the guy walks in with another guy. Karen didn't know who Michelle was till January, February 19. No, I made sure of it. He said they told me she threatened her. If she threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her. She didn't even know who she was. No, I made sure of it. Till she announced herself, I still never talked to her. And then how he sent bet with drug dealers. He said, I told that drug dealer that bet no one would want her after everything they did to her. After everything I had done to her to leave her alone, I found out Karen's getting remarried. So he must be the one so cruel to push me to suicide. Okay. If you go January 5th, 25, Walmart 62 again. Investigators come in. The agent, what is this? We have another FBI agent lying to a U.S. Marshal. She was weird with herself. We always knew it was photoshopping of washing in the shower. And they photoshopped that. And they drugged her and told her to say it before. We always knew that. We have the agent over her case admitting he let all this happen because he thought she threatened his daughter. January 30th, 25. Now, Walmart 62, I still have all these. A guy had been following me in Carrollton where some idiot said stuff. I went off. And I started going on how it was fraud, medical malpractice, medication errors, and how they encouraged us to sue them for years. They almost killed me, those doctors. And I said something about Terry Coverley seeing me almost kidnapped before. Okay? Guy's motherly. Well, he shows up with a guy from December 18th, 24, Walmart 62. And he said, I already told these people I didn't find any of this funny when I found out Karen didn't even know who Michelle was till January, February 19th. Them telling people she threatened her and she didn't even know who she was. He said, well, I found out Terry Carvalho seen him almost kidnap her and that it was a medication error and fraud and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I really feel bad. Told my office to tell her ex-husband when he called down that I wasn't there anymore. And that the police said she had rights and no one would say a word to her. I was talking to Josh. And had been dating a retired Massillon police officer. He's like, Massillon police? Massillon. He said there was a guy in Massillon helping him get away with crimes. Well, they talked about him, 18, 19, and on. What is that guy's problem in Massillon, helping him get away with crimes? Why is he involving himself in crimes? Because he's in the cartel. That's why. Okay? I was talking to Josh about dating that retired Massillon police officer. He said there was a guy in Massillon helping him get away with everything. He said Dad called down, found out he wasn't there anymore, fled the country forever. And freaked out when he found out he wasn't there anymore. Yeah. Where Danny even said, what? Well, you gotta think. In September 23, where the original cartel was walking by my clients in Akron, they said some of the drug dealers don't even find this funny anymore. She do anything wrong? No. The drug dealers already confessed they photoshopped everything before. Made fun of the FBI for falling for it. Are they going to do anything about it? We don't know, but none of this is funny. And I even went to her ex-husband, asked him if they ever said it was a medication error that made her sick before. He said yes, and they did encourage him to sue those doctors. For years. He didn't say a word, let all those people hurt her. None of this is funny. Well, Danny said, Dad started acting irrationally. Went online, bought this girl from an agency. I told him off. What kind of pathetic person buys a human being? What kind of pathetic person sells herself? You can't marry somebody you've never met. I said, did he even meet her? He said he went over there, he met her, he had already paid the agency, paid for the wedding, paid for everything, got over there. Met her a couple days, married her. Stayed over there for a while, came home, started really acting irrationally, freaked out one day, told me he'd never see me again, he was fleeing the country forever. And I could have everything, including his clothes, as if I'd won his clothes. Okay? He fled the day before Thanksgiving of 23. Get an idea. He thought his safety net was gone. Well, the cartel is done with Michelle's family. She lied to him. They lied to him. They scammed him. So they had their daughter, that seems like a canary, do it under police surveillance with a court order. My car is bugged by the police in an FBI case. And everyone, and Michelle's dad sold the login. And everybody heard that has a login. Agent John, the case is solved. Can I have my money? You know, people were talking around Myers. The only thing she wants is her informant money, a letter of thank you, and a medical card. And that she would show that letter of thank you for helping out in this case to her kids and hang on the wall till she dies. It mean that much to her. Well, yeah, I almost died. He saved the hundreds. Thousands went to jail. I was tortured. My skull crushed in. I was human trafficked. I was drugged out. I lost 70 pounds. I was almost shot in the head driving. Faced 6 stalkers. Had to hide on a shooting night. I lived through a 007 movie. Yeah, it would mean a lot. There was a thing on Google. Some teenage kid jumped in a river and saved another human being, got a reward. I would save hundreds. I once died to save my family. And people run around making fun of me because some idiots ran a drug scam on me. Of course, it wouldn't mean everything to me. Most people get a lot of recognition. I like my money, I need it.